everybody here. I'd like to welcome, first of all, the Vice Lord Lieutenant, Mrs. Sharman Birtles, and the Deputy Mayor of Stockport, who have been out with us this morning on a celebration cruise. I'd also like to welcome ex-skippers. We've got everybody apart from James May here today, and of course our many supporters and volunteers from the local community, local elected members, as well as people who have in fact been with the boat for over 40 years. And I would like to make a special mention of, just get rid of that.
Is it a booking, Sue?
No, definitely not a booking. I had one this morning, but that wasn't the booking. Right, I'd also like to mention Mrs. Gwen Bailey, who it's a real pleasure to see today, the wife of Gordon Bailey, who 40 years had the vision of a boat for people with disabilities based in Marple. She's there. She is the centrepiece attraction. She's been around for 40 years. She's still in very, very good shape. Over the 40 years, her role has changed significantly. In 1981, which was the year of disability nationally, Prince Charles came and launched her down at Posset Bridge. A splendid occasion, and the photos just attest to the number of people who actually turned out on that occasion. Probably around the same number of people who have now had the opportunity to cruise on New Horizons. We take approximately 2,000 people a year out on a variety of different cruises. In 1981 she was doing holidays, she was doing longer cruises, she was fit out with beds, she was fit out over time with a dialysis machine. All these things have changed. We now really work around our morning, afternoon, evening during the summer and full day cruises. But nonetheless, it is a very, very important part of the Marple community and the opportunities for people with disability in the Northwest. Our client group comes from across the Northwest. We have people who travel to us from the likes of North Birmingham, from Liverpool, from the whole of Greater Manchester, and across the border in Yorkshire. As a Lancashire person, I've got to say across the border because it's very important. New Horizons is very, very special, and it's really important that we celebrate those 40 years in an appropriate way. So it really is great that we're actually here today and we're able to do her justice. Over this season we've had a number of different celebrations going on. We've been one of the co-op's local causes, and people have been able to nominate members of the community to go out on New Horizons who maybe not used it before, or maybe it's a special event. The two crew who were out last weekend with the Charity Tree project really, I think, understand what a special event was when a group of young carers, young people who have been putting back into the community, were able to go out for an afternoon. Photos on Facebook I have never seen the likes of before on New Horizons. I think everybody's trying to do the Titanic, people led down on the front deck. I'm told it was done by a pole, so that's great, no one was on the roof. But it has been a fantastic opportunity, paid for by co-op customers. We are extremely grateful for people who have contributed over the years to New Horizons. It costs about £36,000 a year to run her, and we are not in the red, and we will not be in the red at the end of this year either, and even with the pandemic we are in a fantastic place to look forward to the next however many years, and she's still called Narrowboat. She has still got many years left in her. Certain bits have had to be replaced. We've had a new lift, we've had a new engine. All those are consumables. But onwards and upwards. I'm going to ask Mrs. Birtles to say a few words, and then the Deputy Mayor of Stockport to say a few words, and then we'll move on to some smaller activities that we need to do. Mrs. Birtles.
Thank you. Before I say anything about beautiful boat or anything else, I'd first of all like to say that the Lord Lieutenant, Sir Warren Smith, is not very well at the moment, otherwise he would have been here. It's somewhere he does like to visit, and he definitely would have been here had he been well enough. But unfortunately he's stuck with me. Nonetheless, he does send his very best wishes and looks forward to the next 40 years or more. Having been on the boat this morning, it's absolutely wonderful. I recommend boats, particularly boats on canals, to anybody and everybody. It is the most peaceful way of travelling and seeing areas that you possibly would never get to see from roads and you know, the middle of towns. So it's well worth for all of us, but it's even more worthwhile for those with disabilities, because things like, you know, narrowboat holidays and just generally being with people in such a beautiful setting has not always been available to them. Thankfully now, because of places like this, they can come, they can join in, they can be at peace with the beauty and all the wildlife and everything else. We've had a wonderful time this morning. My husband Graham had a go at driving. We live to tell the tale, so that's all right. I think the Deputy Mayor also did, and again, we're still here to tell the tale.
The boat's
So,
still intact, is it?
well, one or two knocks, but you know, let's not talk, let's just brush over that for now. Now, shall I do what I was going to do with the letter?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you know, well, you will know that 40 years ago, Prince Charles came here to launch the boat. But what you may not know is that I have in my hands a letter from Prince Charles, and I'm going to read it to you. It's from Clarence House, of course, and it reads, "Dear Bill, Mike, James, Peter, and Ian. I did just want to write and say how delighted I was to hear that the Stockport Canalboat Trust for Disabled People will be celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. I can hardly believe that it has been 40 years since I visited Marple and commissioned your splendid canalboat New Horizons. It is so encouraging to hear about the way your charity has developed over the years, and it is simply wonderful that you've been able to help so many disabled people enjoy the countryside in comfort and share the experience with their family and carers. I do hope that you, together with all the marvellous volunteers connected with the Stockport Canalboat Trust for Disabled People, will be able to continue this remarkable work for many years to come. And I send you my warmest congratulations and good wishes for this special 40th anniversary year." And that is signed, yours most sincerely, Charles. So that's very nice. So I'm not going to say anything else. I'm sure there's lots of people who've got far more interesting things to say than me. But I do thank you for inviting me to take this opportunity today. It's been wonderful. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And so now I think you, Deputy Mayor, I think you would like to say a few words.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I hope everyone can hear me. I would like to say thank you to Sue, as chair of the trust, and also to all the other members of the trustees. I think it was such a beautiful morning we've just spent being shown all the facilities of the boat, all the pleasure, all the happiness that this organisation's giving to all those people who come and visit Marple, visit the boat, have a trip on the canal. And I've got to say, I think it must be surely one of the most beautiful spots in Stockport, if not England, by not just spending 2 hours going back and forth. I'm sure the Deputy Mayoress agrees with me. Just looking at, again on the boat, I was looking at the all the plaques, again from Prince Charles, from the memorable launching in 1981, and also the award for the Queen's Voluntary Service and the magnificent. I love the way it was displayed, and I don't think any award for voluntary service has been better won or richly deserved. So I do thank you again for the 40 years of service to the town, to your locality, to all the people who come and use the boat. Again, I'm just going to briefly just again thanks to all the various skippers, past and present, who were on there today, all the experts who put our life in their hands, so to speak. They did a fabulous job of not just guiding the boat, entertaining us, giving us all the information along the way, pointing out all the everything that was to be enjoyed. So again, our thanks and appreciation. What I will just say, just to I can't not but mention the late Mayor of Stockport, Councillor Gordon Bailey. I'm glad his wife is here today to be here to remember him. The contribution that man obviously gave to Marple, to Stockport, to this organisation, his legacy is going to, not just for the last 40 years, it's going to be there for many decades to come. I think it's right that it's been mentioned today, and we treasure and honour his memory. I won't say much more than that. I'm just going to say I'm going to come to Marple again, just as a resident. I'm going to bring my bike over to Marple. I was stretching on the canal, enjoy the facilities. Again, I'm going to finish up by again wishing you, everyone here, thanks for coming, thanks for being part of it, and I'm certainly myself and Jeanette, and also I'm going to send regards from the Mayor of Stockport and the Mayoress who are on holiday today in the Lake District, is where myself and Jeanette have come. But I can't think of a more pleasurable way to spend a Wednesday morning and representing the town. So again, thank you very much, and I wish everyone a pleasant event. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Lord Lieutenant and Deputy Mayor. I'm going to ask them now to unveil the plaque and the original letter from Clarence House for us. Right, the final part of the celebration before I ask people to